Hi, my name's Tammy. I work for Salt Lake County. I'm actually a librarian at the county library and I work at the Whitmore branch. I'm also a certified yoga instructor, so today we're going to do some yoga. Some nice things to have when you practice yoga. A sticky mat is nice, then you are less likely to slip around. You can grip with your fingers and toes. A yoga block is nice as well. If you don't have a block, then you can use like a firm blanket and just fold it. And the last great prop for yoga today is a yoga strap. An alternative, if you don't have a strap, is to use a towel or a belt. So we'll go for about 30 minutes of yoga today. So go ahead and grab your supplies, some comfortable clothes, and we'll get started. So come down to your mat in an easy seat. Just fold your legs up, stack shoulders over hips, pull your low belly in, and relax shoulders down. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. Rest your palms on your knees. And let's stay here for 3 deep rounds of breath. After your third exhale, open your eyes. Let's circle sweep our arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, twist over to the right. Left hand comes to right knee. Right hand goes behind you. You can tense your fingers on the floor like a little kickstand and gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale back through center and exhale, twisting to the left. Right hand to left knee. Left hand behind on the floor and gaze over your left shoulder. And let's do it again. Inhale through center, exhale over to your right. Inhale through center, exhale to the left. Good. Inhale back through center, and this time let's just do a side bend to the right. So plant your right hand on the mat. Left hand goes over your head, gaze can go up and to the left. Inhale through center, exhale the other direction. So you can match my cueing with right and left, or you can just watch and mirror. It doesn't really matter. Just make sure you do all the poses on both sides of the body. Inhale through center and over to the left. Nice, come back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And then let's roll over and come to tabletop position. So shoulders are stacked over wrists, hips are stacked over knees. Just have a nice neutral spine. Untuck the toes so the tops of your feet are on the mat. Inhale for cow pose. Drop your belly, your tailbone goes up, and your gaze goes up. Exhale for cat. Tuck your chin and really round your spine. And then flow through this a few times. So inhale for cow, exhale for cat. So use your breath, matching your breath to the poses. Often when we practice yoga, we set an intention, so a reason for practice, or even something to focus on as we practice. So today on offer is I would recommend inhale. As we inhale gratitude. Think of something you're thankful for. Whenever we're holding a hard pose, you're welcome to return to that gratitude. Inhale gratitude. Come back to a neutral spine. When you're ready, extend your right arm out in front of you, palm towards the midline, and left leg back behind you. Stay for a moment, gazes down, and just find your balance. Stay and breathe. Keep your left foot where it is. Return your right hand down to the mat. We're going to do a sunbird bow. So bend your elbows, keep your elbows in close to your rib cage, tuck your chin to the mat. Left leg will rise and then push back up again. Sunbird bow. Let's do 2 more. Lower down, chin to mat, elbows hugged in tight. Come up. 1 more time. Lower down, chin to mat. Inhale, back up. Return to tabletop and let's do the other side. So left arm goes out. Palm to midline, right foot back behind. Flex your toes back towards your body. Gazes down, and then hold this pose for a minute. Find some balance. Keep breathing. All right, right foot stays where it is. Left hand comes back down to the mat. We'll do 3 sunbird bows here as well. So exhale, chin to mat, elbows touch your side rib cage. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, sunbird bow. 1 more time. Exhale down. Inhale up. Return your knee. You're in tabletop. You can shift a little bit. Always feel free to add in any movement that feels good. Tuck your toes. And on an exhale, down dog. Let your hips go high. Then in your down dog, go ahead and pedal out your legs. Bend one knee and then the other. When you bend your right knee, strive to get your left heel towards the mat and vice versa. Continue breathing. Beautiful. Let's come back down to our knees. Inhale for cow and exhale for cat. Let's just do a few of those. Come to a neutral spine. Tuck your toes and press back to down dog again. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Use your fingertips to press into the mat. Gazes towards your knees, and you're pressing your chest towards your thighs. You can pedal out some more if you want with your legs, or just strive to press those heels down towards the mat. And keep breathing. Beautiful. Release. Back down to tabletop. We're going to add on, thread the needle. So on an inhale, right arm goes up to the ceiling, gaze to follow. Exhale, thread the needle. You're going to shoot your right hand between your left arm and thigh. Let your right shoulder come all the way down to the mat. Right side of the face comes down to the mat. And then your left hand can stay right here, or I like to extend it, straighten it out to the top of my mat. And we'll stay here for a moment. All right, let's rewind. Plant your left hand. As you inhale, you're going to unwind from threading the needle. Let your right hand go up to the sky, gaze to follow, and return to tabletop. Let's do the other side. So inhale, left arm goes up. Exhale, thread the needle. Now your left shoulder and left side of the face comes to the mat, and then right hand can extend out straight. And then again, we'll stay for a few rounds of breath. As we hold these poses, it's a good time to focus on your breath. You can come back to your intention, thinking of gratitude. Then let's rewind, plant your right hand, inhale back up, and return to tabletop. Beautiful, let's continue on. So tuck your toes. We're gonna go back to down dog. Maybe pedal out your legs one more time. Hopefully your heels can get a little closer to the mat as we're warming up. Then inhale, rolling over to high plank. Maybe you need to walk your hands out a little bit this first time. So in our high plank, we want to stack our heels over our toes. We're going to press into our palms so our shoulders lift up. Nice. Exhale back to down dog. You can keep your hands and feet where they are, even though it's a little wider than you were before. Then let's do that again. Roll forward over to your high plank. We'll stay and breathe for a moment. All right, inhale, back up to down dog. See if you can melt your chest a little closer to the floor and thighs. One more time, high plank. Inhale, back to down dog. Press your heels down. Inhale, high up on your tiptoes. And now as you exhale, walk your feet up to your hands and come to a forward fold. And then I'm just going to turn so I'm facing you. So in your forward fold, you can have big toes to touch each other, sliver of space between your heels so you have room for your ankles. If this makes you feel really unstable, then move feet out to hip distance apart, but keep toes pointing forward. So whatever feels good, and just let yourself hang heavy. You can come to ragdoll pose. So reach for opposite elbows, and your arms are going to frame your head. You can nod your head yes, shake your head no. You can even sway your torso from side to side. You can pedal out your legs as well. So find any movement that feels good. Just some stretching, letting your head hang heavy. We really don't do this very often as adults. So once you become a little more accustomed to it, it's really nice. First few times as a grown-up, going upside down can be uncomfortable and awkward. But over time it becomes a relaxing pose. I like to bring my hands down to the mat. You can also put your hands on a block. I'm going to grab my block. So if you can't touch the floor yet with your hands, then put your hands on a block. Lots of levels. And then once you're here, then just pedal out your legs. I like to just add in lots of movements as I'm doing my poses. So feel free to listen to your body and check in and see what feels good. All right, move your block out of the way. You're going to take your peace fingers and hook them around your big toes. Bend your knees as much as you need to. If you can't get big toes, maybe hold on to ankles. And then we're going to bend our elbows to the side, tuck your chin a little bit, and then gently pull. You don't want to hurt yourself, but you want to assist gravity and pulling your torso down. And then lift your hips up so you feel a really deep stretch on the back of your legs. When you're ready, release that, and then gently roll up to Tadasana Mountain Pose. Again, big toes to touch each other, sliver of space between your heels or feet hip distance apart, but make sure they're in a nice neutral alignment. Toes are headed straight forward. So whatever feels best. A couple of shoulder rolls up and back. And let your arms move with you. And then let's go the other way, back and forward. Nice. All right, on an inhale, circle sweep your arms up and overhead. Sorry that my hands disappear. Go ahead and interlace your fingers, but keep your pointer finger up. We call this either a steeple grip or a Kali Mudra, whichever you like. Biceps to ears, and then half bend over to your right. Let your arms go with you. Keep that steeple grip if it's okay, and then gaze is up and to the left. Inhale up through center, keep hands and arms the same. Exhale over to your left, gaze can go up and to the right. Inhale up through center. Exhale, bringing hands to heart center. All right, we're going to do some balance poses. So if balance is tricky for you, and it is for most people I've discovered, you're welcome to get a little closer to a wall and use a wall for support if you'd like. We'll also use our strap in a minute. All right, so tree pose first. Let's make our left leg be the tree trunk, and then right foot has lots of options. It can be a kickstand, toes stay on the ground. You can bring it up a little bit, so toes are almost touching the ankle, and foot is along the side of the calf and shin. You can come up higher, avoid the knee. Let's not press on the knee, we don't need pressing it that way. You can use your hand and get your foot all the way up into your inner thigh. If you have your foot all the way up, then you want to press equally with your foot coming towards midline, and then your thigh coming towards midline as well. So you have equal pressure, and that helps with your balance. So a couple more thoughts here. Spread your left toes nice and wide on the mat and grip the mat. Gaze in front of you, maybe about 6 feet. Find something on the floor in front of you that's not moving. We call that a drishti, a non-moving spot. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. And then on your next inhale, you can grow your branches up and out. I like to spread my fingertips nice and wide, but any variation that feels good to you. And then let's just breathe here for a few rounds of breath in our tree pose. When you're ready, bring hands back to heart center, and then release your right foot. You're welcome to use your hand if you need to. And then pedal out legs for just a moment, and we'll do the other side. So right leg is our tree trunk now. Left leg, you can have toes still on the floor, like a little kickstand. You can bring it up higher so toes are just above ankle, and you're resting on the side of shin and calf, or use your hand and get that foot all the way up into your inner thigh, and then press together, hands to heart center. Some yoga pants are really slippery, and it's hard to get that traction. So if you're sliding out a lot, know it's probably your pants, and that's okay. All right, grip with those right toes. Find your drishti, non-moving spot in front of you. Breathe. And if you fall out, that's okay. Come back in again. And then inhale when you're ready, grow your branches. And let's see if we can stay for about 3 rounds of breath here. Breathe in gratitude. And then come on out, hands to heart center. Release your foot. Beautiful. All right, let's do some more balance poses. And again, you're welcome to use one hand on the wall if you're worried about your balance. So inhale, staff pose. For staff pose, we're just going to reach our arms up overhead. My palms are towards each other, but they're not touching. I bring my right foot up into staff pose. So my knee is bent at a 45-degree angle, and I'm flexing my toes back towards my body. This is staff pose. It's a nice neutral pose, but good for balance. Hold this pose for a moment. Then on an exhale, we're going to come to figure 4. So bring your hands to heart center. You're going to bend down in your left knee and cross your right ankle. Place it on your thigh right above your knee. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see it. So it's a little bit like I'm sitting back in a chair. I still want to keep my right toes flexed towards midline. Beautiful. So I think this is a figure 4 squat. So we're activating our thigh and we're balancing. So it's a really nice pose. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you're welcome to. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap this shin kind of like we'll pretend it's a baby. So we're going to put our knee in the inside of this elbow and our foot on the inside of this elbow. And then you want to interlace your fingers either in front of your left shin or behind your left leg, and it comes pretty close to your knee. And you're bending over. You can look straight down at those toes, at your left toes. And again, you're holding your balance. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Beautiful. Come back up to our figure four. See if you can flow to staff. And then release to Tadasana, mountain pose. Pedal out your legs. Wiggle a little bit. Good. Release your arms. All right, let's do the other side. So hands to heart center. Get your balance on your right leg. Toes on the ground. Inhale, staff pose. Left knee is bent at a 90-degree angle. Left toes are going back towards your face. Arms are straight up from you. Palms are facing each other but not touching. Breathe. Again, you can have right hand on the wall if you need to. You can also always come out of these poses and go back in. We're holding them for quite a long time. Also, if you lose your balance, exhale down to our figure four. If you lose your balance, just come back in again. That's part of the practice. So I'm squatting in my right leg, and then I've crossed my left ankle, and it's right above my right knee. Hands are to heart center. Try to keep a straight spine. We're not really hunching or sitting up or straight. It's just tilted. Stay and breathe. All right, and let's do our shin baby. So left foot's going to come to this eye of the elbow. Left knee is going to come to this eye of the elbow. So you're going to wrap it around, pretending like you're cradling a baby. Interlace fingers in front of right shin or back behind the knee. It's a little bit deeper, whatever feels good. Gaze is down, and then just breathe. All right, on an inhale, let's come back to figure four, and then can you come to staff pose, a little wobbly, right? And then exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Nice, and then kind of pedal it out. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more. We're not quite done with our balance. All right, inhale for staff pose. Left leg is gonna be our balance. Bring your right leg up, staff pose. So right knee is bent, right toes are flexed towards your face, palms are facing each other but not touching. I'm gonna turn a little bit because we're gonna twist so that way you can see. So we're gonna take our left hand to the outside of our right knee. Circle sweep your right arm down, back behind you. Palm is facing away from the midline, and you're trying to gaze back at those right fingers. If you can't gaze all the way, then just go straight while it's turned, but right, just straight ahead, but to the right. Beautiful. Keep breathing. And then let's come back to staff pose. So right arm circle sweeps down, both arms go up, and then return to Tadasana. Beautiful. Pedal out your legs. Let's do it on the other side. So inhale, staff pose, left leg comes up. Then we're going to do our twist. So right hand comes to the outside, left arm goes down, flip the palm. So your palm is facing away from your body. Gaze towards me or back over your left shoulder. See if you can see your left hand. Stay and breathe. Wobble as needed. If you fall out, come back in again. You can also hold on to a wall here in front of you if you need to. All right, let's come back to staff. See if you can keep your balance all the way to staff, and then return to Tadasana. And breathe out. Very good. Roll your shoulders if you like. Wiggle a little bit. That was a lot of standing balance. All right, let's come back to our down dog, and we'll do some poses down here on the mat. So find your down dog, and we're going to come to pigeon pose. So on an inhale, kick your right leg up behind you, a three-legged down dog, and exhale, pigeon. You're going to bring your right knee and touch the back of your right wrist. Then kind of inch your right foot up closer to your left hand. Come down onto your left knee, untuck your left toes. And this is our setup for pigeon. I like to come onto my fingertips and let my gaze go up and do kind of a little mini back bend here. Then I come back up straight. And then if you'd like, you can start to walk your fingers to the top of your mat. You can come down to forearms. You can bring forearms to a block if that's too deep. If it's not too deep, then you can even come all the way down and rest your forehead on your hands. And then try not to collapse your hips from one side or the other. We really want to keep hips square in pigeon pose. And we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. Pigeon is a great hip opener. If it feels good for you, you're welcome to stay for a long time. It feels nice to open up those hips, kind of stretch out everything. You're welcome to stay here in sleeping pigeon. If you want to try something else, come back up to your hands. Plant your right hand. You're going to bend your left knee and left heel comes towards left glute. Reach your left hand back behind and grab a hold of that foot. You can pull it in a little bit and stretch. So we spent a long time today doing balance poses. And in the lots of yoga classes that I teach, balance is pretty inherently difficult for almost everyone that I've met unless you practice it a lot. So if you wobbled and fell out a lot, don't be discouraged. I think that's the norm. But I think there's a lot of benefit to working on our balance, especially as we age. I hope it can help in preventing falls. When you're ready, let's come out. So the best way to come out is we have both hands planted. Tuck your left toes, lift your knee up off the mat so you have some room to gently shoot that right leg back to a three-legged down dog, and maybe you wiggle it around a little bit. All right, return to down dog, and let's do the other side. So inhale your left leg up for a three-legged down dog, and then exhale, pigeon. So left knee touches the back of your left wrist. See if you can get it all the way up there. Untuck your right toes, kind of extend that leg back out. And then I always move my foot up closer. So my left foot, I manually move it up closer to my right hand. But that's taken a long time. So it doesn't need to get there. Wherever it is good. See if you can square off your hips. Easier said than done, right? If you want, come up to your fingertips, shoulders down though, no hunching. Do a little back bend. Back up, and then gently walk your fingertips up. Again, forearms can go on a block, forearms can come to the mat. Whatever level feels good for you. And we'll stay here for a few rounds of breath. Try to square hips. It's hard because you can't really see yourself, so it's hard to know, but you just don't want to feel like you're tipping to one side or the other. If you're in pigeon and your heart rate starts to go up and your breathing gets kind of choppy, then most likely you are in too deep in the pose. So lift up, get your heart rate down, get your breathing slow and relax. It's okay if this is uncomfortable and you feel stretching. But it shouldn't be hard to breathe and there shouldn't be any sharp pain. So lift up if any of those things are happening. You can come back to your intention. Breathe in gratitude. And then breathe out anything that is not serving you. Anything you need to let go of. All right, you're welcome to stay here in pigeon. Or if you want to add on a little bit, come up to your hands. Keep your left hand there. Right hand reaches back around and grabs that right foot. You can pull it in. Pull your right heel in towards your right glute and feel that stretch along the top of your thigh. I'm also trying to really twist my spine, so I'm looking over my right shoulder. And again, no need to do this, no need to add it on if you don't want to, or if you kind of get to it and it feels very uncomfortable, there's no need, come out. Try it again another day. All right, gently release. Both hands to the mat. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee up and off the mat so you have room to gently get that left leg back. Then you can do any movements that feel good. Return to down dog. Pedal for a moment. I'm a big fan of all the pedaling of the legs and kind of moving things, shifting, feeling the stretches. All right, come on down to your knees. And we're actually going to flip all the way around. So come to seated. Let's do a couple of poses laying down on the mat. So grab your block. We're going to come to a supported bridge for a moment. So I'm going to put it up here. All right, so soles of your feet are on the mat. Knees are up. Come on down to your back. And then we're going to come into bridge pose. So if you don't have a block, use a blanket. Even a pillow would work for this. So walk your heels in close to your glutes. I like to touch the back of my heels with my fingers. If you can't get that close, that's okay. Just come as close as you can to your glutes. That is comfortable. Then on an inhale, bridge pose, we're going to lift up our belly. So we have this nice line from knees, thighs on our hips, belly, chin, chest rather. And then your chest is going to start coming closer to your chin. If you want, kind of shimmy your shoulders underneath your back, so you can puff up your chest. All right, grab your block and we're gonna stick it underneath our sacrum. So you've got 3 levels, right? You can put it here, you can come up higher, or you can come up really high. Whew. Sometimes that feels good and sometimes it doesn't. So just find whatever level works for you and then rest your sacrum and kind of the top of your hips, right? The bottom of your low back on the block. And release your hands out to the side. Get those shoulder blades under your back. Palm is up. Palms are up. And then let's just stay here in this supported bridge. This pose is another one. You can linger for a long time. When you're ready, lift up, move the block out of the way, lower back down. Hug your legs up into your chest. You can hold on to your shins right below your knees, kind of pull them in, and then rock from side to side. Massage out your low back. And then let's twist. So arms out to a T, palms are up. And then twist over to the right. So let your legs fall all the way to the floor. You're going to stack your knees, stack your hips, and then gaze goes to the left, opposite direction. This is just a supine twist. On an inhale, come up through center. You're going to reset your spine. Exhale, supine twist the other way. Knees stack, hips stack. Gaze goes the opposite way of knees. Inhale, legs back up through center. Hold on below your knees. Just rock for a moment more from side to side. Then you can shift and rock forward and come back to easy seat where we started. Fold your legs up. Shimmy a little bit. Good. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. You can return hands to palms. And again, my name's Tammy. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.